Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got an idea for you, something to think about that I think can help you to overcome some of the fears in your life, especially the kind of social fears that you might have of looking like an idiot, or just, the social kind of anxiety that you might have, which is, I like to do paradigm shifts or switch the context up and reframe things, look at things a different way. So what if you looked at the entire world as basically a game, right? So think of like Grand Theft Auto or some kind of open world game. I think Grand Theft Auto because you can go around and jack cars and beat people up and stuff. But what if you thought about the real world, walking down the street, the people that you meet, all of them are just characters in a video game, right? And you're the only real thing. Everything, it's this whole virtual reality world that's created for you. If you sort of think in terms of that frame, now obviously it doesn't mean that you're just going to go and do anything, but the game has rules and there's consequences for certain actions in that game and those rules. But what looking at things in that context and reframing things that way does is it eliminates you from having fear of all the things that don't actually have consequences against the rules in the game, if you think about it, right? So, in a game, right, even like in Grand Theft Auto, if you were to, jack a car or something like that, the police cars come after you and they, bad things can happen to you. But in that same game, going and walking around, and if you decide to jump around and jump on the trash cans, none of that stuff is going to cause any kind of a problem. So, but in reality, in real life, right, there's a lot of situations, right? I mean, just take, for instance, walking on the street with a camera, talking into it, right, and recording a video. That, just for some reason, it seems to many people as embarrassing, right? To me, to some degree, it is. But if I think about everyone in the world as existing within my own game, right? They're just characters. They're not even real people, right? They're just characters in this game. Does it really matter if some NPC is laughing or thinks it's silly, or, right? There's no embarrassment because there's no consequence. So, I think this is a good way to think about things, just thinking about them in terms of the whole world just being a game, right? Then you can act natural. You can, if the world exists for you and it's your video game, you can do whatever you want in it. You don't have to worry about the fear. You just have to live with, whatever state you put the game in. So, if you do certain things, you might put the game in a state where you don't like that. Not as fun of a game, but it's still a game. And, I'm sure you can draw your conclusions onto what I think about that. Because in reality, right, isn't life really just a game? Isn't it all just a game? Right? Do you even know that reality exists outside of you? Or is it all in your head? You don't know. There's no way to know. There's no way you could ever know that. So you might as well operate in that context. Again, I'm not saying do incredibly stupid things, but I'm saying, a lot of times in life, if you switch the context, if you can switch to, when you're having trouble doing something, if you can reframe things, switch the context, switch the way you're seeing it and perceiving it, then all of a sudden it opens up opportunities and opens up new movements, new actions that you can take. Anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button below and you can subscribe to my videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.